Hi, welcome to this week's G.I. Joe toy review as we continue Joevember, where we are actually looking at the anti-armor specialist Bazooka. And of course this ain't like our regular Bazooka review because this is the 50th anniversary in blue and various colors of blue and a little bit of silver colors. Not the traditional green pants with the red New England Patriots style shirt, but more on that later. But before we get to Bazooka, we're going to go and do our shout outs of the week, starting with 48 South Loudon Street, which is the address of Back to the Media, where you can get all your video game needs from the Atari all the way up to current systems and games for each console. You can also get other forms of media, such as comic books and DVDs and CDs and records and Blu-rays and all kinds of stuff. So go ahead and check them out. But if you're looking for toys and collectibles, may I suggest going to 115 South Loudon Street, excuse me, and visit Time Traveler Toys and Collectibles, and where you can get all kinds of G.I. Joe and Thundercats and Transformers and all points in between. And I actually did pick this guy up from Time Travelers, along with Dusty and Firefly in a 3-pack, which is pretty cool. And so that's my shout out for them for that. But if you're looking for comic books like G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Spider-Man, and Iron Man, and Superman, and Batman, may I suggest going to 80 Weems Lane, the 4-Color Fantasies, and check them out. You get oldish back issues, you get current releases, and whatnot. So go ahead and check them out. And if you're looking for Jamaican food and you're in the Winchester area, I suggest going to Tropical Islands on Piccadilly Street, diagonally across from the Henley Library. So go ahead and check them out. And if you're looking for a bank, may I suggest United Bank or going to Bank of Clark. I've been a member of both banks for a while, so go ahead and check them out. And if you're in the area and you're looking for counseling or anything of that sort, may I suggest going to 133 West Pascowan Street, Suite number 10, to Healing Grace Counseling Services, and see Robert C. Brown. He's a good guy to talk to, good listener, very good friend of mine. So definitely go ahead and check him out. And if Rob doesn't have what you're looking for, may I suggest going to Northwestern Community Services and check them out. And you can get peer group counseling, case management, all that kind of good stuff. So go ahead and check them out. And if you're in the area, in any area, I should say, and you're looking for insurance, may I suggest going to State Farm. And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Ugh. And so let's go ahead and do our subject of the week, Mr. Barbecue, starting with his file card, which comes in baseball card form. And of course, you get 2 file cards, where each side is a different language. But, being that I speak English, we're going to do the English version. And as you can see, the 50th anniversary logo, picture of Bazooka right there. Anti-armor missile specialist, codename Bazooka. File name, Katzenbogen David L. Primary military specialty is infantry heavy weapons. Secondary military specialty is tank driver. Birthplace is Hibbing, Minnesota. Grades E5. And the text reads, a trained tank driver, Bazooka knows what the Cobra armored vehicle drivers are thinking as they jink and weave to avoid getting hit by his missiles. Knowing what the best evasive maneuvers are helps him second guess the moves of Cobra vehicles and keep them targeted in his sights. He and Specialist Dusty chase Cobra explosives expert Firefly throughout the desert after he launches a sneak attack on the G.I. Joe team potential patrol. So that's pretty cool. It doesn't take much to talk much about Dusty, but talks about it as to them as a 3-pack. But it's still cool. So let's take a look at his accessories. As you see, it's the typical figure stand. Upraised Cobra logo with the gold paint right there on the front. Bazooka on the front of it. He also comes with a bazooka looking weapon, which is pretty cool. Which he comes with this backpack, which he has 4 of these little missiles that could attach. As you can see, here's what it looks like loose. And they all can just hook up right there. And the little things right there inside, which is pretty cool. It's got a little thing there at the bottom for the bazooka. And he also comes with a tactical shotgun, which is pretty cool. And of course, he's got his little blue helmet with the elastic and hook up. You know, it's still pretty cool. So let's take a look at Bazooka, which is still somewhat cartoon accurate. Looks like a lot like the original figure that this pays homage to. And of course, the red shirt is now a couple different shades of blue. Blue gloves. Of course, he's got his Caucasian skin tone. He's brunette with a mustache. He's got his blue fatigues, camouflage fatigues with silver knee pads, blue combat boots. Sorry for going in and out of focus. I don't know what the deal is with this, but it still works. But, you know, you still see what I'm talking about. You know, and his head does spin full 360, even though it's kind of tight on my example. On my version, his arm can race about here. Rotate the full 360 all the way around. Bend at the elbow. Rotate at the elbow. Rotates at the wrist. Well, not all that great, but yeah. You know, he does have the ab crunch feature. His legs can spread to full splits. You know, you lift his leg about so high. Bend at the knee. Double knee joint. His ankle. Well, ankle does it can, but it's kind of tight on this version of my example, and it don't really move. You know, I guess it's just tight all the way around on my example. Actually, don't really pivot or swivel, but it's all right. I don't need it to, but let's take a look at him and his all geared up. So here is Grandmaster Bazooka. Well, he's not really known as Grandmaster, but he's Bazooka. You know, this, and of course, in the comic book, he's known to be straightforward, but in the cartoon, he's, excuse me, but in the cartoon, he's kind of clumsy and a dimwit, and, you know, they kind of, the comic book and the cartoon kind of switches him and Tripwire. You know, where in the cartoon, Tripwire was, you know, a normal person, where Bazooka was the klutz and not many words. But in the comic book, it was reversal. It was, the roles were reversed. Tripwire was the klutz and dummy and idiot, and Bazooka was, you know, was the intelligent one. But I mean, they did put him in the 3-pack with Dusty, although I would have did it with Alpine, because Bazooka and Alpine are like a tandem. They're like a team. But this has been Bazooka. This is a top-ranked figure, you know, top-tier figure. I'm glad to have him in my collection. You know, I'm glad to have him in my collection. You can never go wrong with a Bazooka. You can see Sanitarian Productions for another review of this Bazooka. And he does it with all 3 of them, with Specialist Dusty, Bazooka, and Firefly. So go ahead and check it out. But this has been Bazooka, and until next week, see you in the next one. Peace.